knocking around today. Oh yes, thought this was interesting. 8:23 right now. Let's get back to the snow for you, wherever you are across the BBC Radio Newcastle patch. We're really enjoying finding out what's going on. 81333. Start your messages with BBC. So weather warnings for snow and ice are in place for many areas of the northeast this morning, and we can chat now to Kevin Wadsworth. So Kevin is from Newcastle, and he was the northeast man at the Met Office for over 30 years. Basically, whenever we chat about the weather and the snow, we chat to Kevin. He's in the know. Kevin, do we get a bit overexcited because snow like this is actually normal for this time of year or not?
Anna, yes, we do probably a little bit. This is, I think for most of us, this is more of a sort of a wimp from the west rather than a beast from the east.
Isn't it?
It has given us a little bit of snow, but do you know what? I'll tell you what. I'll kick off with a geeky weather fact for you. Snow at this time of year is a lot more common than it is at Christmas time. But do you know why that is?
Right, let me have a think. Listen, let people listening in your car have a think. Why should that be? Is it something to do with warmth and with different pressure? You can tell why I didn't get the weather job at Time Tees. But basically, is it something to do with different pressures hitting each other?
It is to do with the fact that the weather has to come across the sea to reach us, and the sea temperature at this time of year, because we've just gone through the winter, the sea temperature is still very, very cold. So anything that's falling out of the sky at this time of year, March and April, it's actually more likely to fall out of the sky as snow than it is actually at Christmas time, because at Christmas time the sea around us is actually a little bit warmer than it is at this time of year. So that's why it's a little bit more common to get snow falling at this time of year than it is on Christmas Day.
So we've learned something about snow, and also that those people that show off doing the Boxing Day dip, it's not actually that cold. So
no, it's easy. They're just kidding us all. It's not as cold as it looks.
Well, that's a great weather fact, and just delving into kind of the weather warnings, because we bandy these terms around loads: yellow, amber. What does a yellow warning mean? Because most of the northeast has that warning at the minute.
Yeah, so those colours are just really used as a way of grabbing people's attention. Really looking at the details on the Met Office website kind of reveals what those colours mean. As you progress through increased likelihood and increased impacts from the weather, the colour of the warning sort of alters from yellow to amber to red. So really it's just a way of highlighting the fact that an amber warning is a little bit more likely to give you greater impacts. And a red warning is much more likely to give you greater impacts. And as you say today, the whole area, pretty much apart from coastal areas, has this yellow weather warning. And it's really just saying that, a little bit of snow around, be careful, watch out, slippery roads and the usual sort of hazards that you might expect. But there is an amber warning, and that just creeps up into the southern part of our area, into County Durham, in fact, and the Pennine areas. And we've seen stranded vehicles on the M62, a little bit further south in the Pennines, and that amber warning pretty much nailed on the fact that the really deep snow is going to be in the hilly areas.
Yeah. Am I going to get home, Kevin? I live near Stanhope. Am I going to get home today?
Unless your car breaks down on the way, I can pretty much guarantee you'll be able to get home without any trouble, yeah.
There's a funny knocking going on, so it could well break down. And finally, Kevin, we've been chatting today on the show just about kind of extreme weather stories and getting stuck. So, for example, I remember doing a whole radio show from my car day after Thunder Thursday because I got stuck on the Askew Road in a massive flood, and literally I had to do the whole programme in my car. My phone was running out. Anyway, so have you ever got stuck, or because you're in the know, Kevin, has it always gone swimmingly well for you?
Well, of course, my weather forecasts are 100% accurate, so I never get caught out.
There you go.
Yeah, the weather can be very unpredictable, of course, and I know the forecasters working behind the scenes are doing their absolute best. We do sort of get a lot of grief and a lot of abuse, but they really do a brilliant job behind the scenes. And now that I'm retired, I can say that without any prejudice. They're a good bunch of people doing their best, and science and Mother Nature, it's a real challenge.
Absolutely agree. Kevin, thank you so much for coming on the show and giving us those great snow facts.
Anna Foster.